Hi, this is Mrs. Knopf, and today we're going to continue in our method book on the alto saxophone with line 15, Au clair de la lune. So let's go through our music and see what we have. We'll look for different patterns. So as always, we start with our treble clef, and then we have our key signature that was introduced in our last video. So we have this sharp sign on the top line, which is the F line, tells us all Fs are sharp, and since we don't have any F sharps, this also tells us that we are in the key of G. So we'll talk about that when we become a little more familiar with the concept. Next we have our time signature. We're in 4/4 time. We have 4 beats in every measure. That's your top number. The bottom number gives you the value of the whole note, and we use that to figure out the value of all the other notes. So let's talk about that. The whole note gets 4 beats, and half of a whole is a half. Half of 4 is 2, so our half notes get 2 beats each, as does the half rest. Then half of a half is a quarter, and half of 2 is 1, so our quarter notes get 1 beat each. So now, if you look, you can compare each measure in each line. So if you look at the first measure of each line, they're the same as each other. We have 4 quarter notes. 3 of them are G's on the second line, 1, 2, 3. And the 4th quarter note of that first measure is an A on the second space. So you just lift 1 finger. Then in the next measure of each line, we have 2 half notes. We have a B on the third line, so that's just the first finger, and then an A on the second space, and we just add 1 finger, so 2 half notes. Then the third measure of each line, we have 4 quarter notes again. We start on the second line, G, skip up to the third line, B, then we have 2 A's. Now the 4th measure is where it is a little bit different. In measure 4, we have a half note, half rest combination. So you play and hold a G for 2 beats, then you rest for 2 beats. In measure 8, you play and hold the G for 4 counts because it's a whole note, takes up the whole measure. So we are going to go at the beginning. My metronome is set for 80 beats per minute, and we are going to play through this. You can play along with me, or you can just follow along, and then you can try it on your own. Start each note with a T sound to get a clean start to each note. Tip of the tongue, tip of the reed. And here we go. 1, 2, ready. And that is it for line 15, Au clair de la lune, on the alto saxophone. I hope this was helpful, and we'll see you next time.